Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Sunday evening wherever you are around the world, and hopefully, everyone is all good and all okay. But yes, Liverpool have beaten Southampton by 3 goals to 2 in what was a very difficult game in the end. I think we said it yesterday, didn't we, in terms of the the match preview show, that it was going to be a very difficult game for Liverpool, and it was. Like it wasn't the prettiest of games from us. It hasn't been, it wasn't the best game from Liverpool this season, but we've got the job done, and that is the main important thing. Which again, you look at any game in any scenario, again, 3 points is all that matters, and yeah, Liverpool got the job done in the end. Thank God. Anyway, but again, let me know all of you are in the comment section down below. Of course, Liverpool are 8 points clear now in the Premier League title race, which again, I think now we can maybe speak about it now. Of course, not so much the fact that Liverpool, are going to go on and win the Premier League title. I think again, look, it's a very much it's still, a very touchy subject in terms of Liverpool going for the Premier League title, because again, we are still only we're in, end of November, but it's going to be beginning of December, and of course, being 8 points clear is huge. Of course, it is. It's a massive achievement. The fact that Liverpool are here, and the fact that we are 8 points clear of Manchester City. But next week is the big one. If we win that, that would be 11 points clear of Manchester City after 13 games. That's or 12, 13 games. That's unbelievable. That really, really is an unbelievable achievement, but it has to continue on anyway. And of course, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Of course, let me know your guys' reactions as well. Of course, hit the like button, hit the share button as well for this. Of course, apologies, we are streaming throughout the United game, but I thought, look, we'll get your guys' thoughts in now as well, and get my thoughts on it right here, right now anyway. But tough game in tough conditions, 100% Damo. Hopefully you're doing well, mate. What a comeback win, Colin, as well. Big up Ozan as well. Yeah, 100% it was. It wasn't, again, it was one of these performances that, come the end of May, you do win things off of. And again, it's against a very, very tough side in terms of Southampton. Again, very tough place to go to, even though they are bottom of the Premier League. Lucky you can't. I think we even said it last night, didn't we? The fact that you can't underestimate these types of opponents, because again, like they cause you a lot of problems. Like again, Southampton did cause us a bit of problems. Certainly in the midfield, I felt like we did get, our midfield did get, penetrated a couple of times in terms of, again, the one run from deep going into the midfield. Adam Lallana was doing really good work in that aspect before he got off injured, of course, for Southampton. But I think on an overall sense, Liverpool, again, dug deep and got the 3 points, and of course, many people will go on about Southampton's, first goal in terms of the penalty. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? For me, it's not. I don't think it's inside the box. Of course, obviously the PGMOL coming out and saying that, like, oh, look, there was no evidence to overturn it. I think that's a load of crap personally. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool got the job done after that, and that's the main important thing. And I think the fact that Liverpool can kind of, we've not played our best this season, and I think everyone would agree with that as well. The fact that we've not really played our best, and the fact we are 8 points clear at the top, just goes to show, that there is layers to this Liverpool team. But I do also think, and one thing I will say as well, I do think this does outlie something that Liverpool need in January. And again, I've said it the last couple of videos, Liverpool need a ball playing number 6. I think Ryan Gravenberch had a really, really good game. But I think in terms of going forward, I think today was a prime example of what that does for a squad, in having that guy that can control the game and be the conductor. I feel like we didn't really control the game as much as we wanted to. It was very much back and forth, full throttle, if that makes any sense. But again, that's something as well I think Liverpool do need going forward, and that's just one of my peeves from the game. Again, Liverpool got 3 points. I'm very, very happy and in a good mood over that. But I just feel like Liverpool, again, we could have been a bit more controlling in the game compared to, again, what it kind of was, going back and forth, for example, as well. Anyway, but yeah, no, as Anna said, but yeah, league's out one in November. No, they're not. But again, Liverpool have a very, very good start, as you say, but it's a great start. Yeah, it's an unbelievable start. Look, I think even the Premier League came out, didn't they, and said that the only team that has had this gap, from from the certain amount of games was Manchester United back in, I think, in the 93-94 season, when they were clear of Norwich, and they went on to win the Premier League title with 92 points. Liverpool at the moment, I think from Opta, projected about 112 points at the moment. So, again, that's unbelievable in itself. But of course, can Liverpool get 112 points? Who knows? But look, the fact that, again, you look at the statistics at the moment, and everything is screaming really good for Liverpool, and we're not even playing that good, neither, which is, I think, really, really great. I think we threw, even in the season when we went on to win the Premier League title in 1920, I feel like we didn't really play well at times throughout that season. That's what makes you go on to win league titles. And again, of course, you have to be careful because, again, we are in November, but everything is definitely in a good projectile. Is that the right word? At the moment, anyway. But look, 100% over the moon, and long may it continue as well, in what is a very, very big week for Liverpool Football Club. Anyway, but would love to see Grav thriving further up the field if we did get a 6 to fit slot style. Yeah, 100%. I think, look, and me saying that again, that Liverpool, the fact that, look, Liverpool need to go out and sign number 6 again, that's not a criticism against Ryan Gravenberch, because he's been really good. And even today, look, there was a few times where he did get caught a little bit, but again, the amount of, like, again, the counter press, the capability of driving Liverpool up the field by 10-15 yards, that was something again today that again was really impressive. And Ryan Gravenberch, for me, apart from probably one or two, but probably one performance this season, has been excellent for Liverpool. I think, if we go and speak about the game more often, I think, one man I have to talk about before we do speak on anything else, in terms of other performances or, other players that, again, deserves a massive shout out, is this man, Mo Salah. Again, 2 goals. Yeah, again, I know, of course, one's a penalty, but at the end of the day, you have to finish it off, as, bloody hell, I should have just scored. But Mo Salah, for me, at the moment, is playing unbelievably. And again, was quiet at times throughout the game. The first half didn't really have an impact. Second half, again, got more involved in the game. And then again, criticizing him in terms of that first half, you can go on and go, oh, he didn't really do anything. That second half, yet again, 2 goals. Yeah, he is just unbelievable in terms of, again, getting Liverpool back into games. The fact now he's now involved, I think, in 67% of our goals this season, it just goes to show how reliable Mo Salah is and how crucial he is towards, this Liverpool team as a whole. The fact he's on pretty much 12 goals, 10 assists now in all competitions, that, he is performing at such an elite level. It's ridiculous. And look, people will go, oh, this player's better than Mo Salah, this person's better than Mo Salah. No, like, Mo Salah now, I think it's undebatable that he is the best player in the Premier League at the minute. And I even think, when we're talking about, again, Premier League all greats, Mo Salah's in that conversation. He is the benchmark. People go on about Bukayo Saka, they'll go on about, other players as well that play on the right-hand side. Nobody can touch Mo Salah for me. And again, the best thing for Liverpool now this season is the fact that we have a Federico Chiesa that can come in at some point and, of course, take those minutes away from Mo Salah, where, we could be winning 2-3-0, and so on as well. That, for me, is huge. And the fact there's no AFCON. This is genuinely such a big opportunity for Liverpool now this season to go on and do amazing things. And Mo Salah's in the middle of that. And, I know Jamie Carragher, I think, said a line on Sky that I think I cringed out a couple of people, but it's kind of true. Mo Salah is now, he's now doing things that people thought he couldn't do towards the back end of last season. Again, he's not declining like people thought he would do. Oh, he's going to go to Saudi in a year's time. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. He's not. Mo Salah is still competing at a high level. He's the best player currently in the Premier League. And, there's no stopping him at the minute, and that's frightening. The fact that he just seems to be getting better and better, and realistically, who could stop Mo Salah at the moment? I don't think a lot of people can, if I'm being truly honest anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Well, of course, let me know man of the match as well for you guys, because I know a couple of people will have different opinions. For me, again, man of the match, Mohamed Salah. Again, coming up clutch for those 2 goals in particular as well. But as I'm saying, we must be prepared when injuries strike later in the season. Yeah, 100% we do. But I feel like we have the players there. Wow, what a goal that was for Ipswich. But yeah, 100% I would agree with that. I think Liverpool as well, for me, we've not seen us at our best, and that is something for me personally. When you do look at it and you look at the overall aspects of it, or how Liverpool can, what can go wrong. So, for this season, the only thing for me personally, looking at this Liverpool squad, if we got 1 or 2 injuries to the midfield, that is the only way I see Liverpool just falling off a cliff. If Gravenberch, touch wood, obviously, and obviously, hopefully this does not happen. But if we were to lose McAllister and Gravenberch, at the same time, that would be a huge significance in terms of, again, how we play and so on. I know, of course, obviously, Curtis Jones played that first half and a bit in the second, but I think overall, you look at Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch and how solid those 2 have been for Liverpool. I think overall, definitely Liverpool could go on to, of course, bring in players that will adding to the squad. But I think, again, having them 2 fit in particular, I think will be huge for the season going ahead. I would agree, again, because like you said, injuries are inevitable, and they are inevitable. Look, Liverpool will pick up injuries at some point this season. They will, 100% they will. But at the same time, we did so well last season. When you cast your minds back to, again, Liverpool got to like the last 7-8 games of the season being in contention to win the Premier League title with a lot of injuries. Like, Liverpool had an undoubtable amount of injuries, and this season so far, we've been very lucky with injuries. Of course, they will happen. Look at Trent, for example. Now, I feel like today was a prime example of maybe, Trent, if he had been in the game, I think maybe some things would be different for Liverpool. But again, I just feel like we have the players' capability, or even the backup players. I look at the goalkeeper situation. Many teams, like, for example, if Arsenal lose Raya, or if City lose Edison, for example, they would be in a lot of trouble in some sense. I know obviously Ortega's at City, but the drop off, would be a bit down. The drop off from Kelleher to Alisson isn't huge, and it's not. Again, I think Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the world. I think Kelleher, again, for the penalty, was very unlucky. As Damo said there, which is a great shout. Kelleher very unlucky with the penalty after the original save. Yeah, he was. And to be fair, even with the bounce back as well, he was very unlucky with that, because, again, it goes slightly under his legs. But for me, Kelleher has been amazing for Liverpool. And look, next week, obviously, we know Alisson's not going to be available for the Champions League game against Real Madrid, but against Manchester City, it's a big shout for of course, Arne Slot. Does he keep Kelleher going, with the form, or does he bring in Alisson Becker, which I think a lot of people would say maybe if Alisson's not 100%, you even rest him for next week, because there is no drop off with Kelleher. There's no, there's no indicating. Well, there's nothing to indicate that Liverpool are going to fall off a cliff when they've got their backup in goal. Even Lloris, for example, has been really good. And that's the thing. But yeah, no, as I was saying there, I would keep Kelleher for City. Yeah, and I think a lot of people would. I don't think many. I think unless Alisson's 100%, then I think that is probably the question. But again, of course, that's obviously another question for another time as well. But I think even today, when you do look at the players that again were very very good for Liverpool, again. I think Ryan Gravenberch was definitely one today as well. I think obviously a lot of people are having an opinion, of course, on yeah, I think Darwin Núñez should be doing a bit better in the game today. I don't know about you guys. I think Dom Szoboszlai as well. I thought had a really, really good game. I think towards the end of that game, for me, he definitely was out of energy because again, he ran he's run his leg off completely throughout the game. I think, yeah, but for me, Szoboszlai, I thought he had a really, really good game. Again, getting a goal as well, which was his first since February. I think it was the first since January. No, it was first from January. So I'm writing that, seeing on my list right now. But yeah, like again, I think even Jamie Carragher come out with a stat that Dom Szoboszlai scored 4 goals in about 50 odd appearances for Liverpool. That's not good enough, and it's not. You look at, I'm a huge fan of Dom Szoboszlai. I think he can be an amazing player for Liverpool, and I do truly believe that. I just think I just do think it's very frustrating that he can become something really special at Liverpool. And of course, this new system, with Slot, him playing as the 10, that for me is his best position. Can we get and extract the best out of him in that position? 100%. But he has to perform as well. He has to get the goals. He has to get the assists. And once he gets those numbers up, that'll be crucial then for Liverpool because, again, we've seen qualities of how good Dom Szoboszlai can be in a Liverpool shirt. We've seen it for 6 months at the start of last season, and we've not really seen it again. But we've just seen the odd glimpse or two, and that's something, again, he needs to be more consistent because if it's not, again, I think then the question is, do Liverpool then, do they seek and go out to, maybe look at somebody else in that aspect of things? Because I think the 10 role for Liverpool, I think 100% is very crucial. Because how Liverpool's midfield worked under Jurgen Klopp, how we have, again, the runners in midfield, I feel like the midfield now is more relied upon than ever under Arne Slot. It's no longer the fullbacks in terms of the creative force. I think very much it is the case of, again, the fullbacks can be creative. Again, nobody's saying that, but I think the midfield in particular, certainly, of course, the 2 6s and the 8 and then the 10. I think that 10 has an awful lot of responsibility for what goes forward. And if Liverpool think that they need to improve in that position, then I think they will go into. I think the Jerky rumours that went around last week, I think that might be an indication of maybe Liverpool are looking maybe in that position. But again, that's all if buts and maybes in that sense anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. Anyway, and of course, let me know your guys' thoughts, of course, on Liverpool getting the win as well. But Keller is seeing the ball well as well. Yeah, 100%. Big up John as well, saying, hi Connor, thoughts on the ref? Some of the yellow was soft in my opinion. My heart can't take games like that. Well, big up John as well. Yeah, no, I thought the ref, I was watching the game with Rick, and I felt like if there was a few decisions that he was fouling or blowing up for Liverpool that he wasn't doing for Southampton, which again, it's just typical refereeing, isn't it? I think the big one, though, is the penalty. The penalty that Southampton got. I don't think it's inside the box. Me personally, I think that the original first contact for me is just outside the box, and again, I think the Premier League or something come out and was like, oh, basically on the lines of, oh, well, there's no clear evidence to overturn it. What are you talking about? It is clear indication and clear, there's quite clearly evidence there that it's a foul before, the box. But in hindsight as well, Andy Robertson should not be diving there, and that's another, another criticism in that sense of he shouldn't be in that position in the first place. He shouldn't be going to ground and taking the man out. He should be, again, forcing the man wide and trying to force a cross in that aspect of things. Don't know why Robbo's done that. But again, Liverpool could have got punished from that, and that would have been the main headlines again, in terms of the PGMOL, and of course, the whole refereeing situation as well. But it's just incompetence. And again, it's all about opinions, because again, some people will say it's in, some people will say it's out. I personally think it was outside the box. Of course, if you do frame by frame, it's outside the box. Some people will go, oh, it's inside, but for me, it's not. But look, I think overall, Liverpool got away with it. And luckily we did. The fact now we're 8 points clear is a really good thing as well. But we need emphasize Dom before Liverpool matches and tell him he's playing for Hungary. Well, that's the thing. Because a lot of people have come out with the same thing, haven't they? In terms of, well, he plays this way for Hungary. Why can't he play that way for Liverpool? And you look at his statistics and the stats for him playing for Hungary, and you go, well, why haven't we seen that Dom for Liverpool yet? And I think I do think there will be a question maybe with Arne Slot in terms of what he wants from a midfield, because I think Vinald fans have been very vocal in terms of that was his that was Arne Slot's way of playing, was through the middle, and the midfield was his, like similar like how Jurgen Klopp, with the wing backs, with Robbo and Trent, for example, his way of playing is through the midfield. I'd be very intrigued whether or not if Liverpool might actually move for a midfielder in January. I think they will. I think quite clearly we need a ball playing six. But I think with that in mind as well, could you move Dom a bit deeper in that sense if we did go for someone else in terms of a 10? Again, that's all hypothetical, but again, you need to get the best out of Dom Szoboszlai, because I think he's a really good player. But I do think, again, with Harvey is now coming back as well, I think that 10 position between him, Curtis Jones, and Harvey Elliott, or Dom, Harvey Elliott, and Curtis Jones, I think it will be very interesting to see who does start week in, week out as well. Because we've seen so far this season, once Arne Slot has an idea of who he wants in a main 11, they don't really budge out of it as well. So I think that's another crucial thing to look out for as well. But I'm really looking forward to Man City game. Yeah, I am as well. I'm looking forward to this week. Was it Madrid Wednesday, City Sunday? Bring them on. Bring everybody on, because at the minute Madrid are not playing well. They've got injuries as well. City the same as well. If Liverpool beat both at Anfield, that would be huge. In terms of confidence. Again, Liverpool then I think can be considered for everything. I think if Liverpool can be considered for the Premier League, I think we could be considered for the Champions League as well, because depending on results as well, we don't know how clear we're going to be in terms of that table neither. So, but again, to beat Madrid at home, something we haven't done since 2009, that would be unbelievable. If we could do that, of course, that famous night at Anfield when we beat them 4-0, if we could recreate that, perfect, brilliant. Hopefully we go on to do that. But it will be a tough test. And hopefully, we come out better as well. But really delighted Harvey is back. Was playing really well before the injury. Nunes was poor today, in my opinion. I would agree. I would agree. I think everybody was shocked that Nunes went. Nunes didn't come off. But to be fair, I will also give Nunes credit in the sense of his work rate. Again, there were certain times throughout the game that, again, he ran his socks off, and same with Dom as well. The work rate off the ball is there. It's just all about the finishing aspect of it, where you look at, Nunes had one or two chances that he should have, again, at the corners situation where Nunes just put her head on it. There's a couple of times, I think, in that second half where a ball comes in, Nunes doesn't touch it. And if he does, it's going towards goal. And it creates chances. And I think, look, It's going to be a quick question, I think, this week. Does Nunes keep his place against Madrid, and does he keep his place against City? I think he will start against Madrid, but I think it's also a question of, certainly in City, do we then, because we saw yesterday in that game, if you counter Manchester City, you will beat them at the minute in the transition. Man City's transition from front to back is awful. Their positioning is awful. You look at again how easily Spurs countered that Spurs side yesterday. It was easy for them. It was night and day quite easily. They could easily just break through the lines and go on and attack and score. And of course, City had chances yesterday against Spurs. I think that's what some people are missing as well. They had opportunities to score, but Spurs were better than them yesterday, and they were by a country mile. It wasn't even close. And next week, at Anfield, last game of the weekend, that atmosphere will be bouncing at Anfield. It has to be. The fact that Liverpool have the opportunity to go 11 points clear at the top. I've even got, the thing, but 8 points clear. What Arne Slot is doing and what he's creating at Liverpool is special. There's not many managers have done what he's done. And again, look, he inherited such an amazing squad, and he did. And we've all said this from day one. But what we are currently seeing is it's shocking. For how good Liverpool are in the league table. The fact we're 8 points clear. Next week we play the team that's second and have the chance to go 11 points clear, and we're not playing that great. We've had spells this season so far where Liverpool have played really, really good. The second half against Bayer Leverkusen, for example, even in the league as well, we've had games, Man United game at Old Trafford. There's been other bits and pieces throughout the season as well. But Liverpool have looked so compact this season. All right, not today so much because, of course, we did let in 2 goals. But Liverpool, it just feels like there's no stopping us at the minute. And we're not even out of second gear. And that's frightening. And it's really, really frightening. If once Liverpool get, an extra element in, once Liverpool start to finally find themselves, and if we add quality to the team as well, that's, it's a really, really positive thing to be looking at it and going, yeah, Liverpool could do something special this season. And of course, like we've already said at the start of the show, we can't say right here, right now, Liverpool are going to go on to do something, go on to win the league. We can't. We're in November, nothing's won here and there. We've seen throughout the years that, again, teams have had rough periods. We've not had a rough period in terms of the way, again, in terms of results yet. We've not. We will do at some point throughout the season. But the games that we have had, again, we've had Arsenal away. We're going to have City now next week. We've had Chelsea. We've had Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. We've had tough opponents. Brighton back-to-back games. The fact that we're going to come out of this top of the Premier League, it's amazing. And it truly, truly is. And I think, look, the City game, I think there's no pressure on Liverpool. I think all the pressure is on Manchester City, because if they lose that game, I was going to say once they lose that game, but if they lose that game, they could be in a lot of trouble in terms of the table. Similar with Arsenal. If Arsenal drop a point, if they go on to lose, again, you've got Chelsea coming up, you've got Brighton there as well. You got, if Man United win today, now again, they're only 4 points away from Chelsea as well. Of course, they'll only be, I think, 5 points clear or 5 points away from City as well. So again, the gap is closing and closing. And not saying again, Man City got anything to worry about, because of course they don't. Look, they'll get it sorted in the end. But in terms of the title, Liverpool could be gone. Liverpool could be, 14, 15, 16 points clear by the time they sort themselves out. And is that catchable? No, it's not. Anyway, but big up Jack as well. Of course, for anybody, if anybody's tuning into this, of course, Jack is now doing things on Anfield Index as well. I did tune in earlier on as well. So again, go over, pop a subscribe over to them guys as well. But yeah, obviously looking very professional as well, I should say, Mark. Anyway, but Kyle Walker looked like he had strapped a parachute strapped to his backside as Timo Werner sped past him like a road runner meet as well. Yeah, look, he Kyle Walker for me, like, right, we've had arguments in our own chat about how, for me, Kyle Walker is past it. You know, he's gone. He's been gone for a while. And look, when we speak about like international duties and like Trent should, you know, Trent should turn around and be the number one right back for England. He 100% should be. And I laugh at it when he's not getting picked. But yeah, Kyle Walker next week against Luis Diaz. Like, Luis Diaz had Kyle Walker on ropes last season at Anfield. Next week he's gonna have an absolute field day with him. Next week anyway. But big 3 points, but fully deserved as well. Big up Nicola as well. Hopefully doing well. Yeah, 100%. Jack Ladd as well. Great haircut. Jack as well, says Ozan anyway. But to be fair, I think one thing as well we need to look at as well coming out of this game, of course, no injuries, which is huge again. But like we said, and like I keep on saying, the fact we didn't play that great, I think it's so much better than if Liverpool had gone out and beat Southampton 4-5-0. In terms of, again, we can get through the rough patches in games and, you know, go on to again get the 3 points, because last season we even struggled with that last season, you know, the season before as well, where Liverpool, I think even they said on Sky as well, Liverpool, I think over the last 4 games against newly promoted teams have dropped points. Now, again, Arne Slot came in, you know, and has won every game apart from, of course, the Arsenal and the Forest game. But to go to Southampton being behind as well, which is huge, and getting 3 points, again, it adds momentum. And you look at probably even City and Arsenal fans and they go, Christ, just keep on winning. And that's the thing. And it now feels like, if I was an Arsenal fan, or if I was a United or City fan, sorry, I'd look at it and go, we cannot make any more mistakes. We can't draw any games. We can't lose any games, because Liverpool at the moment keep on winning. And even when you look, you know, I'm going to quickly look now. After the City game, we've got we've got a tough set of games coming up even after that. You know, looking at it, yeah, we've got City at home, Newcastle away, Everton away, and then we got Fulham at home. I'll be at that Fulham game as well, which I'm really looking forward to. But we pretty much, if we beat City, beat Newcastle, beat the Ev as well, and obviously that's the next time then we play at Anfield. If that happens, you know, that would be even bigger and even better as well. And again, if we could do that, then yeah. But what it would be, December the 10th, December the 7th, after we beat Everton, that then I think would put the thing out there that Liverpool can go on to do special things this season. And look, who knows, you know, what could happen anyway. But I think I'm gonna leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you to everyone for tuning in to tonight's show as well. We'll probably talk about it a bit more tomorrow as well, and get your guys' thoughts as well. We'll try and get a couple of people on if I can anyway. But overall, you know, the fact that Liverpool now are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League is huge. Again, Mo Salah getting two goals. There's no stopping him at the current moment anyway. But again, you know, look, we take one game, you know, step by step, and yeah, Liverpool are top of the league by 8 points, and long may that continue as well. And look, hopefully, you know, we might have Liverpool winning games, you know, all the time. But then, you know, hopefully we do have some news in terms of contracts as well. Anyway, but, you know, until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. If anybody's tuning in as well, obviously, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are going to have James Pearce on Thursday, I think, as well. if anybody's interested in that. So again, make sure you tune in for that. He is going to be on Thursday, I think. As things we've got planned at the minute, yeah, Thursday he's going to be on. So that's a big episode next week as well. Anyway, so make sure you tune in for that. Anyway, but yeah, until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cock Council. See you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.